Hello and welcome to AP Biology. My name is Dr. Worden. I met many of you on Friday. It was great to see you. So let's begin on Monday. So we're going to start here with the Canvas page. This is really where you are going to receive all your information, similar to your other classes. So this is my Canvas page. Make sure you're able to access it. And all the information will be here on this page. You can see here will be the discussions, the announcements. Here's my syllabus, assignments, quizzes, your contact. If you need to send me an email or something like that, you can do that through your email or directly through Canvas. The lab page here, these are where the labs will be located. I'll discuss the labs that we'll be using later. Your AP exam information, I'll upload stuff through on this page throughout the year. And then your week at the glance. This is going to be a very useful page for you to look at. So let's just click here and show you what you'll notice on that page. So this is the week at a glance. This is the August 31st, so today, to September 4th till Friday. What you'll notice is what I've done here is I've taken each of our days, the Monday through Friday. You'll be able to see what we did that day and just make sure that you are up to date. So you can see here on Monday that this is our learning objective. I will understand the expectations to be successful in biology. And that's what we really all from today all the way up until May when you take your AP exam. So the activities that we'll be looking at today are going to be the course overview, which basically we'll do in a few seconds, and then the syllabus. Once again, just talk about what the expectations for you to be successful in this class. And then I have homework is to help supplement what we do in class. So here's the Monday's curriculum, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then the lab will be at the bottom here in green, and then upcoming things that you'll be able to see. So you can see here that you actually have a test, not this Friday, but the following Friday. That will be Friday, September the 11th, on scientific practices and graphing. And I'll discuss more of the expectations for that particular test later this week. You can also go to past weeks. Obviously, this is our first week, so that's not very useful for today. But what you'll notice is all these will actually be hyperlinked, so you can actually go to the site or the page or the assignment. So I'm trying to make your life as easy as possible. So let's go back to our home page where we were, because I want to show you a couple of other things on that page. So that is the week in a glance. The real thing that you'll be using, the majority, is the modules. And so in AP Biology, there are actually 8 modules. You can see them all located right here. And we're going to start off with, though, however, this week from Monday to Friday on the introduction. So these are basically just our scientific practices. We will start on the natural selection next Tuesday, with Monday being a holiday. So let's begin on the introduction. When you click the introduction, you will see the Canvas pages, and most of you are well familiar with the Canvas pages right here. This is obviously my Canvas page, so it's going to look a little different than you, the student. But you'll notice here is that we're going to start on day 1. So this is the course overview. And as I mentioned on Friday, the whole purpose you should be in this class is to not only learn about biology and become a better scientist, but to prepare yourself to pass that AP exam. And the AP exam this year is on Friday, May 14th at 8 a.m. It's actually the last Friday of the 2 weeks. So I'm not super thrilled about that, but it'll definitely give us lots of time to be ready and prepared for you to do the best you can on that test. And we'll talk more about the test throughout the year, trust me. So take a moment at a later date and just take a look at what each of the unit covers, as well as the percentage of information that will be asked on the exam. Okay? And the amount of time that we spend in class will be directed towards the percentage of time or questions on that exam. So for example, natural selection with 13 to 20% of the exam score, we spend about 3 to 4 weeks on that section. So it's a large portion of the exam, so we spend a lot of time in that area to prepare you. This week we're going to talk about the scientific practices. There's actually 6 practices. Through the entire year, we're just going to be practicing these skills. One after the next. So by the time you're done this course, we'll have lots of practice with these. So what is the exam? Well, the exam has 2 parts. The first part is the multiple choice section. There are 60 multiple choice questions, and you have an hour and a half to do those. Those are going to go by fast. I will tell you that this year you will be prepared for those questions. All of my exams are based on AP style questions. So you will be very familiar with the type of questions that College Board asks. The second part of the exam is the free response section. Once again, you have an hour and a half to do that. So this is a long test, an hour and a half for the multiple choice, an hour and a half for the free response section. With the free response questions, there are going to be 6 questions, and those questions are broken up into Part A, Part B, Part C. Okay, you can see the type of questions that they'll be asking. There'll be 2 long questions, and then there'll be these shorter questions right here. So there'll be 4 shorter questions. And we'll be doing lots of FRQs this year to prepare you for the exam. So don't worry about that. So the next thing that you'll be looking at on Canvas is the communications and net etiquette. Basically, with many of you doing online this year, this is obviously a new learning style, which has a lot of different etiquettes that we will need to put in place. So you can read the do's and the don'ts here. I'll go in more detail with these momentarily. This right here is just a bulletin that was sent by the district to be safe, be respectful, and be responsible. So once again, please take a look at that, the expectations from the district, and I'll go over in a few slides the expectations from me. The next Canvas slide is the help and support. So if you're having any problems, you can click on these and these will help you. The next slide here, or the next page I should say, is the syllabus. So we'll spend some time on this right here. This is really my expectations for you to be successful in this class, and that's really my goal. Remember that I'm here to help you learn. My tutoring times here are the Monday to Wednesday, the final 15 minutes of the class. And every Friday, I will also have online tutoring from 1 to 2 o'clock. And that will be for all science classes, 1 to 2 o'clock. We are expected to have that. So that will be a Teams. You'll be able to sign on and ask for assistance. Because I do know that with distant learning, it's not as easy. So please, please, please make sure you're asking. Through assessments and tests and assignments, I'm going to have an idea of students that are struggling. But remember, there's always some of you that can kind of sneak between the cracks. So make sure that you are asking, because I do want you to be successful. Your success is important. I'll talk about the expectations of the lab in a second, but basically you are going to have an hour and a half or so of lab work each week. And that will be through the pivot interactions. So what are the classroom expectations? Well, obviously you all aren't in the classroom. My expectations are the same whether you're in the classroom or online. Respect your classmates, your teacher in the classroom, okay, virtual or physical. Be responsible for your behavior and work, cooperate with others, and always do your best. So with the classroom rules, make sure you're following the directions the first time. If you're confused, please ask. Stay on task. Do not use vulgar language or offensive language. Be respectful of yourself and others. Arrive class on time, so make sure if you're absent or if you're late, make sure you go get a tardy slip. And for my online users, make sure you're here on time and have materials ready to be used but when the bell rings. You are all juniors or seniors, so I expect you to act that way. And that goes to the next sentence here, or the next paragraph here, which is just the expectations of you. I follow the Dawson Code of Conduct, which is the handbook that you all sign when you registered in class this year. So make sure that you're following those. As per science best practice, no food or drink or gum in the classroom. And that's going to be really important this year. So when the bell rings, make sure you're in your seat, make sure that you have your stuff ready, that you're ready to learn. I will have all my assignments, labs, quiz, tests, all that stuff will be on Canvas. And I try to do a good job of putting stuff in advance, okay? Because I know it's important. You guys have busy schedules, so keep up on that front. There's always a lot of material, so make sure that you're keeping up and that you're looking in advance what's coming in the horizon. Be careful with those due dates. Tardies and absences, the bell has rung, make sure that you go get a tardy. And then absences, if you missed a quiz or a test, well, we're on Canvas now, so that there's no real excuse for that. As in any science class, the grading is 60% major grade, 30% lab, and then 10% homework and daily work, okay? So that's the breakdown. With the major work there, that would be tests and FRQs, Now, with the FRQs, I don't make them worth the same as a test. I'll go into the grading of FRQs when we start doing them. Late work, no late work is accepted. So make sure you get your work in on time. Lab assignments, they are a penalty of 20% the first day, 50% the second day, and then not accepted after that. And as you can see up above there, labs are worth 30%. So make sure you're getting your labs done. And I'll let you know the expectations of the individual labs and how you can score the greatest amounts of points on that. Because I know that we're all care deeply about our grades and want to do the best we can. Cheating. Now, obviously, this is a big deal. You're all AP students. Grades are important. This is also a big deal because of the online. Many of you are doing distant learning. My plea to you is do your best. Do the work that you are happy to turn in. Okay? I know it's easy to look stuff up online. I know it's easy to send text to people. Eventually, you are going to get caught. So make sure that the work that you submit is your work. You're only cheating yourself. If you do get caught cheating, the penalty is 0, and this is a serious offense, especially in the AP classroom. So please just do your own work. The reassessments, you can see right there, you may reassess all the daily grades. The major grades, you're allowed 2 reassessments per 9-week grading period, and I'll let you know how that process occurs when we have our first test. And then the FRQs, just the nature of those, we won't do reassessments of those. And you can see right there, the free response questions, they are worth 50% of your major exam, so we will do practicing with those. Those will be worth a major test grade, but they won't be worth the same amount as a full test. What you need in class: paper, pencil, graph paper. I will be asking you doing graphs on Canvas. You're welcome to do it by hand, take a picture and submit that. Or if you want to do a graph in Excel or some other spreadsheet and upload a file that way, that's perfectly fine. You will at times need a calculator. A 4-function calculator or a graphing calculator is more than sufficient for this. And make sure that you have access to Canvas, okay? If you are doing face-to-face, make sure that you have your computer if possible. Laboratory work, as I said before, we'll be doing Pivot Interactive this year. Later this week, I'll provide you the information on how you are going to access that. I'll give you a class code, and I'll give you the information about what the expectations are for those labs when we start those. Okay? So that'll be a little different. It's different for me. It's going to be different for you as well. Lab is necessary. It should take you about an hour and a half each week. And this year I am going to have them due weekly. So I'll give them to you on a Friday, and then they'll be due the following Thursday. So you'll have a week to do that. I also will be having lab hours after school. So if during that time, if you need to have a Teams meeting with me, I will be available for you to help with the lab. Lab safety, as with any other lab class that you take, I have a lab safety quiz. You will need to score 90 on that. The first grade that you get, I will use that as a lab grade. If you fail to score 90, you'll have to retake the test. And that's stated there on Canvas for you. So just be aware of that. Online etiquette. So this is something new for me for sure this year and for many of you. As you know, we'll be using Teams. That is how attendance will be taken as well. So your attendance is required. I need you on Teams. So when we do have the Teams meetings, make sure your camera is on. I want to see your bright, beautiful faces. Honestly, I need to see you to make sure that you are present, okay? Otherwise, if your camera's not on, I just consider you absent, okay? So make sure you have that on. Turn off your mic unless you are speaking. You can either use the hands up or just make a comment, okay? I really don't mind being interrupted for questions. So if you need to have a comment, please ask. Dress appropriate. School dress code is in effect, okay? Even though you are virtual, your background is appropriate, you're not eating or drinking. And the best way to communicate with me is through either Canvas or email. So as I said before, The exam for this class is Friday, May 14th, 2021 at 8 a.m. in the morning. And I do strongly recommend that if you are in this class, that you should be taking that test. My job is to prepare you for that test. By the end of the year, you should be ready. As long as you've kept up with the work, you've done well on the test, you will be ready. Next up, your syllabus, as you're working your way through Canvas here, is the online learning etiquette guide. I just take a look at this. I kind of went over some of these things that I talked to you about before. When you have read that, once again, just like you did with the syllabus, I want you to click right here, and that will take you to a form that I need you to fill out. Once you are done that, our next slide, our next page here is joining the AP class. So this is a critical thing. As I said before, I want you all to take the AP exam. In order to take the AP exam, you need it ordered. This is done by Miss Maddox, and she does this if you are signed up on the AP Classroom. So make sure that you are doing this. Also, I will be signing questions through AP Classroom. So this will be an important site for you to access. You can see the class codes right here. So if you are period 2, make sure that you are using this code right here. Conversely, if you're period 6, make sure you are using that one. So make sure you're using the right course code with the right period. Here's the link that you can sign that up, and you should have all the information for your AP account in that. If there's any problems, you can see here on the page to get help. If there's an issue, ask me or ask Miss Maddox. She'll help you in that area. The lab safety contract, as I said, this is something that I need you and your parents to sign. And once again, click on the hyperlink. It will take you to the Flynn safety contract. Take a read of that. If you are happy with everything on there, go back, and then you're going to click here, which is a Microsoft form. The Microsoft form here just says that you've read and understood all the information. Also tells me if you have contacts, colorblind, allergies, any of that stuff that I need to know. So make sure that you are signing this. Make sure your parents have read it and that they're signing here and that you're submitting all that. Now, your job for today, your homework for today is a Flipgrid. Should be nice and easy. With this right here, I want you to tell me your name, first and last name. And if you have a preferred name, I want to call you by what you prefer. And then tell me something interesting you did during the quarantine. You've been away for 6 months. It's a long time. So I hopefully you did something interesting during this time that you would like to share with me in your class. That's your homework for this evening. Now, this is just your final page here on Canvas, just to make sure that you've done all of these 5 steps. I know it's a lot. Try to get them all done, and we will see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow, you can see here that we're going to talk about lab safety, and then we'll start the scientific method. Hopefully your first day at Dawson went well, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye, guys.